Hi everyone, my name is Rafael and I'm here today to work with you with Unit 1 from book Grade Time 4, right? For those of you who have the books at home, you can pick up your books, right? And if you don't, it's not a problem. All you need is a piece of paper. You can either use your PO, a notebook, and a pen or a pencil. Is that all right? So, let's start. I'd like you to move to page 13, okay, and go to this section here called Train to Think. Let's see what's there for us. So, here we have to think a little bit about reading between the lines. Do you understand the sentence? Let's check a definition of what reading between the lines mean. Sometimes a writer doesn't tell us everything directly. We need to draw conclusions from the information the writer gives. We call this reading between the lines, right? So it means that not all the time people say explicitly what they mean. Sometimes there are some things that we understand from the context, we understand from specific words a person uses, right? So let's try to practice a little bit about this. So we have here in exercise 6, answer the questions and give reasons for your answers. So we have these 3 questions over here. The first one is an example and the other ones we need to practice. So let's see number 0. Who is the writer? This information is on paragraph 1. Let's check paragraph 1 before we check the answer. So we have here paragraph 1. I don't believe it. It's 11 p.m. and I'm still sitting here writing this article for the school magazine. I've had 2 weeks to write it and my teacher wants it tomorrow. She's always complaining that I leave things till the last minute. Maybe she is right. Okay, so let's check the question again. The question is, who is the writer? And then the answer is, she is a student. She is writing for the school magazine and mentions her teacher, right? So, how do we know that she is a student? Well, she says that she's writing an article for the school magazine and she uses this expression, my teacher, because think with me, maybe she is a teacher writing for the school magazine. So just school magazine doesn't give us this answer, but she uses this pronoun here, which is my teacher. So it means that she's not the teacher, but a student. Okay, so let's check the other 2 questions. Number 1, does the writer feel guilty that she hasn't finished the article? And also this information is in paragraph 1. Let's go back there. I don't believe it. It's 11 p.m. and I'm still sitting here writing this article for the school magazine. I've had 2 weeks to write it and my teacher wants it tomorrow. She's always complaining that I leave things till the last minute. Maybe she is right. So the question was if she was feeling guilty. Let's see. Here we have, I don't believe it. I'm still sitting here writing this article. I've had 2 weeks and she is always complaining that I leave things till the last minute. And she agrees with the teacher. Maybe she is right. So we can say that, yes, she feels guilty that she hasn't finished the article. Why? Because we see that she is not believing that she's still there writing the article. And the second thing is, this is not the first time she's doing this. So that's why the teacher says that she's always leaving things till the last minute. So she's not happy about this situation, right? So we can say yes. And why? Because she's still writing. She has had lots of time to write this article, 2 weeks, remember that she mentions, and this is not the first time she does this. Okay, let's check number 2. Does she enjoy exercise? This information is in paragraph 2. Let's go there. A month ago, I made a resolution to be more efficient this year. Well, I've clearly failed at one. I've also been trying to get fitter for 4 weeks now. I've started going to the gym, I've taken up karate, and I've changed my diet. I've even been going to bed earlier, but I'm not feeling any fitter, just a little unhappy. So the question is, does she enjoy exercising? Well, we can see that in paragraph 2, she doesn't say something like, I don't enjoy exercising. But from the information she gives, we can conclude that she doesn't. Why? Because she says that she's been trying to get fitter, she started going to the gym, she's taken up karate, she changed her diet, but she's not feeling any fitter, so she can't see any results in her body, and she is unhappier. So it means that before doing exercises, like going to the gym and taking up karate, she was happier than she is now that she is doing all these exercises. So we can answer number 2 by saying, no, she doesn't enjoy exercise, because before she was happier when she didn't do exercise. Okay? So we're going to move now to the next exercise. All right. Now we move to this exercise here, which is on page 14. Okay? So let's check the grammar of this exercise, of this unit. So we have here grammar, present tenses, and it's a review, okay? So remember, you already know things about the present tenses. We are just going to organize them better. So let's check exercise number 1. We have there, match the sentences 1 to 5 with the tenses A and D, and then complete the rule with the tenses A to D. So let's see the first part. I have the exercises over here. I think it's going to be much easier for us to solve them together. So we have the sentences in this column over here and the present tenses in this column over here. And we need to link them. All right? So let's check. Here we have number 1. I'm still sitting here writing this article. Do you remember where this information comes from? Yes, from that article we read before. Okay, so again, I am still sitting here. This, we can look at the sentence in 2 different ways to discover the tense of the verb. The first one is the form, right? So what is the form? The words that we can see over there. So here we can check that we have I am, the verb to be, plus a verb, sit, and the ing form. Thinking about just the form, we can see that this is a present continuous situation, right? So let's check this over here. But I told you before that we have 2 ways of looking at this sentence. One through the form, and now the other one through the meaning, right? And they actually are always combined. We always need to match form and meaning. So here, what is the meaning of the sentence? So she affirms over here that she is still sitting here writing this article. So it means that a few moments before she wrote the sentence, she sat on a place, maybe on the sofa or on a chair, and she says that this action started before, but it's still going on, right? That's why she says that she is still sitting and not I am sat, right? Good. Let's check number 2 and try to use the same way of thinking. Number 2 we have, I've also been trying to get fitter for 4 weeks now. Here we can see that we have the verb have, we have the verb to be in the past participle. Remember the table of the verbs? We have the present, the past, and the participle. But not only this, we also have the verb try in the ing form. Yes? So what does it mean? It means that we have the present because it's have, also the perfect because we are using have here as an auxiliary verb, and it modified the verb to be into the third column, right? So I have also been, and we still have the verb try in the ing form. So here we can see that two things are going on at the same time. We have the form of the present perfect, I have been, but the most important verb of this sentence is the verb try. That's why we have I have been trying. So it means that we have the present perfect, and here we have the continuous. So let's see. 3. I've started going to the gym. Wow, very similar to number 3. But what is the biggest difference over here? What is the most important verb from this sentence? Is the verb start, right? And then we have I have started. Remember, start is a regular verb, so every time we need to use it in the past form or the participle form of this verb, we just need to put ed at the end. Okay, so I have started going to the gym. It means that this is a present perfect situation. Oh, and I forgot, because before I told you we were going to do two ways, right, to understand the sentence. Let's go back to 2. In 2 we have, I've also been trying to get fitter for 4 weeks now. It means that 4 weeks ago, she started to try to get fitter. And she is still doing this until now. That's why we have the present perfect, because she started this action in the past, but it's still a present situation, right? And even more, we have the continuous form. This is good if we compare 2 with 3, because here she says, I've started going to the gym. In this case here, what's the difference from try, I have been trying, to I have started? Because here she wants to tell us that she has been trying continuously. But here she just wants us to know that she started going to the gym in a moment in the past. It's not important to know when, but she is still going to the gym. So that's why we use the present perfect. Now, number 4. I'm not feeling any fitter, just a little unhappier. Number 4, it's very similar to number 1, right? We have the verb to be, the verb feel in the ing form. So it means that we have a present continuous. Good, because we need to use the present continuous twice here. And the last one, number 5, we have the brain sees the future you as a different person to your present you. So we have the verb sees, and we know that the brain is eat, so we need to change the verb in the simple present in the third column, in the third form. I'm really sorry about that. Let's check our answers. Well done, guys, correctly, right? So number 1 is a present continuous tense, 2 is a present perfect continuous, 3 is a present perfect situation, 4 also a present continuous situation, and 5 a simple present situation. So now remember, we needed to complete the rule. And here we have the rule. So we need to say that we use the blank to talk about facts and give opinions. 2, we use the blank to talk about what's happening at or around the time of speaking. 3, we used the blank to talk about past actions without saying when they happened. And 4, we use the blank to talk about actions that started in the past and they are still happening. So let's see how to complete this rule. Here we have the answers. So again, number 1, we use the simple present to talk about facts and give opinions. 2, we use the present continuous to talk about what's happening at or around the time of speaking. 3, we use the present perfect to talk about past actions without saying when they happened. And 4, we use the present perfect continuous to talk about actions that started in the past and they are still happening. All right? Now, to put all this information into practice, we are going to solve exercise number 2. Okay, so here we have to complete the text with the correct present tense form of the verbs, and sometimes more than one tense is possible. So we have a text here. Let me open the one to complete. Then we can do this together. So we have here, use the correct present tense forms. So it's 2 a.m. and I lie in bed. So is she describing a situation that is a fact, something that started in the past and is still happening, or something that is happening around the time she is writing the text? I think the last option. So we need to complete with the present continuous. I am lying in bed. Continue. I try to get to sleep, but I can't. So again, we need to check here what is the situation, what is the meaning she wants to convey. I do believe that here she's also saying that she's trying to do something exactly now that she is writing. So I am trying to get to sleep, but I can't. I have trouble sleeping for about a month ago. And guys, remember, this word here helps us a lot to understand what's going on when time is concerned, right? So here, I trouble sleeping for about a month now. So it means usually when we have this sentence, this here, oh guys, sorry, I can't do that. We usually have the present perfect. So I have had trouble sleeping for about a month now. Or even another possibility is I have been having, using the present perfect continuous. Now, I try different things to help me sleep. So I have tried, because here she just wants us to know that she started doing different things, but when she started, very not important, okay? To help me sleep, but nothing has worked. So all the things that she has tried, nothing has worked until now. My mind doesn't want to stop. Why? Because here she is telling us a fact, right? It's not something going on, not even something that started in the past and is still on, right? And she's saying a lot happened in my life right now. So she's saying that in this moment of her life, things are continuously happening. So a lot is happening in my life now. Wow, so many P's. It's exam time, so I have been studying a lot. And also, there is also the question of next year. I have been thinking about it for ages. Why I have been thinking? Because she started thinking about it for ages. Remember the 4? And she is still doing that. So that's why we have the present perfect. We don't know when it started, but it's still going on. That's why the present perfect continues. And mom and dad want me to go to college, but I'm just not sure what to do. Here, I do believe she's talking about a fact, right? Let's check our answers. Well done, guys. Everything is correct. Okay? So, now we are going to move to this exercise here, vocabulary 1. Okay, so page 14. Let's go there. So here, we need to match the phrases with the definitions, right? So let's start. Number 0 is done for us, so to quit doing something means to stop doing something. Now number 1, to make a resolution. To make a resolution means that we decided to make a positive change. What about do well? Usually we do well in tests and in a competition, so it means that we are successful. To struggle with something. To struggle is to find something difficult. To take something up is to start doing something that is good for you. Now, to break a bad habit. It means that we are stop doing something that isn't good for you. Number 6, form a good habit. So this is, here. That's an interesting one. So I guess we need to come back. To take something up is to start a new hobby or interest. Remember, it's very important to read all the options before, okay? Now, to break a bad habit, to stop doing something that isn't good for you. To form a good habit, yes, this is to start doing something that is good for you. And to change your ways is to do things differently, right? Let's check our answers. Nice, yes. So again, to make a resolution, to decide to make a positive change, to do well, to be successful, to struggle with something, to find something difficult. To take something up is to start a new hobby or interest. To break a bad habit is to stop doing something that isn't good for you. To form a good habit, which is the opposite, which is to start doing something that is good for you. And to change your ways, which is to do things differently, usually for the better, right? Well done. Okay, now also let's put this into practice. Okay, here we need to complete the text with the missing verbs, right? So we have last year remember, lots of resolutions, so to make a resolution. But here we are talking about last year, so we need to use the verb in the past. So last year I made lots of resolutions and decided to ways. Remember, change your ways. So, to change my ways. I tried the habit of getting up late on weekends. Do you think she tried to break or to form this habit? Is it to break, right? I tried to break the habit of getting up late on weekends. For 2 months, I got up at 8 a.m. But by 2 p.m., I felt sleepy. So I sleeping in the afternoon. So she started doing something, remember? So she took up sleeping in the afternoon. I also wasting time online. So she also quit wasting time online. But my parents bought me a laptop, and that was the end of that. Then I stopped eating meat. I was well. Remember, to do well. So I was doing well until Mom made roast beef. I just had to eat it. I tried to remember good habits. So we form good habits. So I tried to form good habits as well. For example, I started piano lessons, but with finding time to practice. So it was difficult for her to find time to practice. So she struggled with finding time to practice. So I stopped. This year, I've only made one resolution, not to make any resolutions. Have you made any resolutions this year? Which good habits did you take up on? And which bad habits did you break with? Okay, let's check our answers over here. Wow, last year I made lots of resolutions and decided to change. Interesting. Let's see what's wrong here. I made. Yeah, it's made. It's the past form of the verb make. Alright guys, now I want you to, for those who have the book, please move on to page 15, okay? And for those who don't have the book, no problems, as I told you before, just continue here with me, okay? Now we're going to take a look at this exercise here, the grammar one, about future tenses, and it's also a review. So, just like the other grammar topic, which was the present tenses, now we're going to take a look again on future tenses, all right? So, let's take a closer look at this exercise over here. So, now we have to look at the sentences from the previous listening, the one you did on the exercises we sent you before, and we need to complete them with the correct form or correct future forms of the verbs. Then complete the rule with present continuous, going to and will. Okay, so let's go there. So here here we need to complete the sentences, right, with the present continuous going to or will, right? So here we need to complete with I am eating. Here is am going to study. And here I'm sure you will do whatever you do. Let's check our answers. Wow. Oh yeah, of course. I forgot to put the verb. Will do. Yeah. Now we are correct. Right? Well done, guys. Now, we need, the second part was to complete the rule, right? So here we have the rule. So the rule says, to talk about future plans, we often use the, and also to make predictions, we often use, and to talk about intentions, we often use. Okay? So let's see. In the first one, we have, I am meeting the career advisor this afternoon. So this means that this person has a very specific plan to do something this afternoon. So usually we talk about future plans. When we talk about the future plans, we often use the present continuous, just like in sentence number 1. But now, to make predictions, in which we have sentences 2 and 3. Which one do you think is about a prediction? For example, I am going to study medicine shows not a prediction, but an intention, right? The person wants to do that in the future. She's not just imagining that if something happens, she will study medicine. No, she's making a she's stating an intention. So when we want to make predictions about the future, we use will, right? Just like I think it will rain. It's a prediction about the future, right? And finally, To talk about intentions, just as I mentioned before, we need to use going to. Okay, so again, to talk about future plans, we often use the present continuous. To make predictions, we often use will. And to talk about intentions, we often use the going to. All right? Good. So, to finish our lesson, let's do this last exercise here. We need to circle the best tense. Actually, we are not going to circle, but we are going to choose from a list. Okay? So let's see. Here, number 1, to the beach this Friday. Do you want to come? And then we have 2 options. We'll go, or we're going to the beach. In this case here, is it an intention or a plan? Or a prediction. It's not a prediction, right? They are going to the beach this Friday. And let's see number 2. I don't think I will finish, or I'm finishing this homework. Remember that finishing, it's like a plan, something that is already arranged. So, and the person here says, I don't think. So it's this person is imagining something. So we need to choose will. I don't think I'll finish this homework. Now, number 3. I won't go, or I'm not going to college this year. I want to take a year off. Is it a plan, an intention, or a prediction? I do believe it's an intention, right? The person is not predicting her or his future. He or she is planning or giving an intention about his or her future. Okay? 4. I have a dentist appointment tomorrow. Her at 10 a.m. And then we have I'm seeing and I will see. So is this a prediction, or has this person already arranged? She called the dentist. Okay, I'm going to, So we start with an intention, but now things are already arranged. So I am seeing her at 10 a.m. because it's set. Now number 5. Daisy is learning to fly. She will be, or she is going to be, a pilot. So she is learning to fly. So she has an intention to do that, right? So she's going to be a pilot. Now, I'm not going to eat chocolate. That's my resolution for next year. Is this an intention, or is it something that is set? It's an intention, right? So I'm not going to eat. Now, 7. Argentina will win or are winning the next World Cup. That's what I think. Well, this person doesn't know the future, right? So she's thinking about that. So is something set, or is it a prediction? That's a prediction about the future, right? So will win. And the last one, number 8, on Friday. I'm so excited. So we will fly, or we are flying. Is this a prediction about Friday, or is it something that is already arranged? It's a plan. It's a plan. So we are flying on Friday. I'm so excited. Let's check. Very good. Well done. Okay. And again, take a look at the rule. So to talk about future plans, we often use the present continuous. To make predictions, we often use will. And to talk about intentions, we often use going to. Okay? So take a look again. We're going. I will finish. I'm not going. I'm seeing. She's going to be. Going to eat. Will win. And we're flying. Right? Alright guys, so this is it for today. But now I have a proposal to you. If you want to continue practicing, you can take a look at exercise number 3 on page 15. Okay? And here it says that in your notebook, write down 2 plans you have for this week, 2 intentions you have for this year and 2 predictions for your life. My idea is that you can write this to a friend, right, or a classmate, or even you can call or send an audio message, like in WhatsApp, talking about these topics over here. That's a good way to keep practicing the future forms. All right? I hope you have enjoyed. And for today, that's it. We'll come back again to talk about Unit 1. All right? Thank you very much. Bye.